It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
The Avengers radio series, a cultural phenomenon in South Africa back in the 1970s. South Africa was a country with no national television service. It wasn't until 1976 that the country would get its first taste of television broadcasts. But before that, radio was the primary medium of entertainment and information for the masses. This was the context when The Avengers, a British spy FI series, made its debut on South African radio and became a cultural phenomenon. The Avengers was a British television series that originally aired from 1961 to 1969. The show revolved around the adventures of John Steed, a suave and sophisticated secret agent, and his various female associates. The series was a unique blend of traditional spy thriller elements with science fiction and fantasy, which set it apart from other shows of its time. While the series was hugely popular in the UK and had also made a significant impact in the American markets, being one of the rare British series given a network transmission slot, it was virtually unknown in South Africa. This was primarily due to the lack of a national television service in the country until 1976. However, as a film series, The Avengers was able to gain some exposure in South Africa through film rentals. But it was the launch of the radio series that truly brought The Avengers to the masses in South Africa. Come and listen at www.myclassicradio.net.
Now, don't go away, because next on CBS Radio's Comedy Time are those two zany characters of many characters, Bob and Ray.
And now from coast to coast, Bob Elliott and Ray Goulding are pleased to present the CBS Radio Network.
I just picked up the earphones. I was going to listen to the show, but I don't think I will.
No, might as well just sit here and talk it. Sure. Today. We have a good many things to discuss with everyone, too. Mr. Flaherty is coming in for a report on Dave, the great, huge whale, Bob and Ray's whale, the one that is missing.
And have our regular Wednesday edition of Lawrence Fechtenberg.
It's not going to be every Wednesday, Bob, because
well,
I'm going to stop listening if that's the case.
It has been. Maybe we shouldn't have it a particular day, or at least tell them ahead of time it's not a particular day. We'll be talking with some of the audience members.
Thank you, Bob. Here comes Kirby Ayers, the CBS wandering accordionist who goes about from offices and studios keeping up morale.
Let's turn our parabolic microphone toward Kirby and see if we can pick up some of that fine music.
You know, I think
he's heavy-footed.
Wonderful idea, though. It's a real morale builder. So long, Kirby, buddy.
Watch the top step as you go on. Feeding him.
Did you hear what happened? He wandered in on the second Mrs. Burton program the other day, and they had to scrape them off the ceiling in there.
I heard he dropped in on young Dr. Malone, too, while he was operating.
What?
A couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
and that threw the operating room into complete consternation.
Well, I think what they should do is probably paint lines on the floor to certain rooms and offices, and those are the only authorized doors that he could open.
Yeah, or footprints on the floor.
Maybe.
Footsteps on the porch.
You remember that wonderful old song?
I heard that this morning from my own archives, and I
got the report ready.
Oh, here, ladies and gentlemen, is Detective Gumshoe Flaherty, who is in our employ looking for Smelly Dave, the great whale that we've had out on its flat car trying to promote the show. What do you have to report?
I had a little trouble up there in Woods Hole, Massachusetts.
Last time you called up, it sounded as if someone grabbed you there on the phone.
Well, it wasn't as bad as it sounded. Just somebody wanted to use the phone, that's all.
Yeah.
And that wasn't Dave that I saw up Martha's
It
Vineyard.
wasn't.
No, that was some other whale.
And that was a wild goose chase.
Well, if you want to mix your metaphors.
Yeah. Well, now, what is it that we can do for you today?
Well, I keep getting you guys mixed up. Are you Ray or Bob?
I'm
Bob. Well, now, look, what I'd like to do is this. I'd like to make up a sketch of Dave from your description. You don't have a picture of him, do you?
No, we don't. Unfortunately, he left town too fast for us to have photographs made.
Well,
we could describe him to you.
All right, well, look, why don't you do that, because I'm very handy with a pen and pencil.
What are you going to do, send this to newspapers and stuff?
Right. Get this into the newspapers, and if anybody
that
wants
would be
to
a help.
see him. All right, now tell me...
well, first, you know what a flat car looks like. He was on this flat car.
On a flat car, right. Okay.
I mean, he'll look more at home there because he's been on that for 3 years.
And it was, crushed ice around him?
Yes.
How big was he?
Well, he's about 9 feet high, I would say.
9 feet high.
And do you remember what his fins looked like, Ray?
I'm trying to think. They were... well, have you seen the new 1959 cars?
Yeah, that's...
Oh, yeah, fins like that.
Very much like that.
Okay.
And then, of course, his eyes were closed.
Did he have a grin or a smile?
He kind of a wry smile.
Kind of a wry smile. Okay.
And, as I said, he's about 65 feet long.
Was he, no, he wouldn't be spouting, would he?
No, not at this point.
Yeah,
no.
That's right. So there'd be no spouting.
No.
Now then, was there an aura about him?
Somewhat, yes, I would think so.
Well, I could indicate that with, like, wavy lines going up from him, right?
And then around him on the boxcar, there was a great deal of bunting.
Red, white, and blue bunting, I assume?
Yes.
Right.
And I think our names were prominent there.
Red, white, and blue bunting. And your names again?
Bob and Ray.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, look, I'll go. What color was he? Kind of an off gray?
Yes.
Right.
You don't need to do this in color, though. If you just make a black and white sketch, it'd be good.
Okay, well, I'll go do this. And
good.
Then,
will you have this for us tomorrow?
Easy. Good. Right.
Fine.
So long.
So long. I meant to ask Sylvester there if he had seen the new Columbia Stereophonic high-fidelity portable phonographs at his Columbia dealer.
No, I hadn't.
Oh, you haven't gone yet?
Chasing this dead whale.
Well, let us tell you about them. You know, there's a selection of 7 brand new ones, brand new portables in smart color combinations waiting for you. And within them, there's more quality, more features, and more styling than ever before.
And with this Columbia Stereophonic high-fidelity portable, you can play not only stereo records, which, of course, are a wonderful sound sensation, but you can play the regular records, too, and they seem to take on new depth, new dimension when you play them on the stereo. And it has a big console sound, reproduced by Columbia Stereophonic high-fidelity phonographs. So thrill to the excitement of Stereo One by Columbia, number 1 in the wonderful world of sound. And remember, too, that Columbia portables are economical. For instance, prices start at only $24.95. So be sure and see them at your Columbia dealer today.
Today, if our schedule had worked out the way we wanted it to, Dave would have been appearing for the folks in the Cleveland area, where they hear us on WGAR. What we have done since Dave was whale-napped is to substitute on a small rental trailer, much smaller than the boxcar, the flat car, a tuna fish.
Well, this is the kind of a trailer that you can attach to the rear of your passenger automobile.
Much cheaper, too. I wish we could do that with Dave. But anyway, Arthur Schrank, our whale reporter, is there at Cleveland now, outside the studios of WGAR, and I wonder if we can call him in, please. Come in, Arthur Schrank.
This is Arthur Schrank speaking to you from Cleveland, Ohio, where in just a few moments, Mr. Carl George, the manager of... Hi, everybody! Hi, everybody. Arthur Schrank here in Cleveland. In just a few moments, Mr. Carl George, the manager of WGAR in Cleveland, will take the cover off this 112-pound live tuna that Bob and Ray are sending around in substitution for the missing Dave, the whale. Mr. George has a very small turnout here of friends and acquaintances who are anxiously awaiting the festivities to begin.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Now, that voice you just heard was Carl
Ladies
George.
and gentlemen, if I may have your attention for just a moment. This won't take too long. I would like to introduce Smelly Dave's stand-in. As you may have heard, Dave has been taken away by someone. Bob and Ray have been kind enough to send us a live 112-pound tuna fish to take the place of Dave. And right now, it's going to be my pleasure to unveil the tuna fish in its tank on the rear of this trailer so that you may have a look at a real Atlantic tuna fish. I know this doesn't live up to the prior publicity we've given Dave, but it is the best we can do. Are you ready, Mr. Frank?
All set. Now, Mr. George is taking the cover off.
And
there
you are.
A wonderful reaction to this. 15 or 20 people standing around this small trailer looking at the 112-pound tuna.
I know you are.
And Mr. George is delighted at Cleveland. We want to thank all those who have made our visit at WGAR so pleasant. And on this happy note, this is Arthur Schrank
Save the day by
returning it to Bob and Ray.
Thank you very much, Arthur Schrank, and our congratulations for a fine job of remote reporting, and our thanks to Mr. George and WGAR for good coverage.
I don't believe we've named the tuna.
No, we haven't.
Better get a wire
We'll
off
have Dave
to,
back before we need to even name it.
You think so?
I think so.
Well, we hope so anyway.
Let's get to our story now, huh?
And now, chocolate cookies with white stuff in between them brings you another episode of Lawrence Fechtenberg, Interstellar Officer Candidate.
When last we left Lawrence Fechtenberger and his sneering sidekick Mug Mellish, they had been placed in their spaceship by the little people of Polaris and sent into an orbit 1 mile around the Earth. Now it's a few hours later as we join them in the cabin of the spaceship.
Oh, Mellish, fast approaching Earth.
Yeah, we'll be within a mile of it pretty soon by these calculators.
Yes. Their aim was accurate. We will miss the Earth by a mile and will orbit it.
Have you been able to figure out on the charts just what part of the Earth will be orbiting Fechtenberg?
Well, the nearest part to Earth will be at Walpole, Massachusetts.
Ain't that where your parents live, Fechtenberger?
That's right, Mellish.
Gee.
Yeah. I wonder what they're doing down there now.
I don't know. Have you noticed I haven't been sneering so much in the past few hours?
I was going to remark on that, Mellish. It makes me feel much better to know that you finally stopped sneering.
Well, I'm still working on the radio. I hope we'll be able to contact the Space Academy. I know they must have tracked this by now.
We haven't heard from the little men of Polaris for many hours now.
We're out of their reach now.
You think so? Well, I wonder how we'll get down, if ever. Do we have much food left in the larder mug?
Enough for about 4 days.
4 days.
So we've got to work fast.
There's the Earth. The mountains, the streams, the cities.
That's Times Square. We're over New York City.
Gone past just like that.
Yeah.
We must be heading towards Walpole, Massachusetts now.
Meanwhile, at the Fechtenberger family home, just outside the center of Walpole, Massachusetts, Ma and Pa Fechtenberger.
Dad?
Yes, Ma?
I think Lawrence and Mug would do over Walpole right about now.
Yes, the paper said just about
7:57.
7:57.
Well, let's go out on the front porch and see if we can see them as they go
right.
by. And
you can't let me take
the commandant said they are emitting pulsating notes from their little ship.
Did he say anything about getting them down?
No, he didn't mention that.
Well, they'll figure out something.
Look up there. I can see something glistening.
There.
Oh,
there.
Hear it?
That must be it.
There they go. Goodbye, son. Have a nice trip. There they go, off in the direction of Bangor, Maine.
All so fast, wasn't it?
So Fechtenberg and Mug Mellish are now in orbit around the Earth, and it remains for the Commandant of the Space Academy to decide with his scientists how to get them down. Be sure to join us next time when we'll hear the Commandant say,
"We've got to build a huge magnet and attract them that way."
in the next episode of Lawrence Fechtenberger, Interstellar Officer Candidate.
Well, gee whiz, Lawrence and Mug. That's pretty exciting, isn't it?
Ray, I'm down in the studio audience with my portable microphone.
Good. Have a good time, Bob.
Just have a minute to say hello to one or two of the people here.
Oh, it's part of the show.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Can you stay over until tomorrow's program, because we'll put you up at the Bob and Ray Hotel tonight.
That's a flea bag. I've heard of
wait,
that.
now, you get a very fine accommodations over there, and we would like to talk to you at greater length.
Well, all right. That'll be
that
fine. Will that include continental breakfast, too?
Until 9 o'clock. Yes.
Wonderful.
Donut and coffee.
Wonderful.
But now it is time to go. Till tomorrow.
Thank you, Bob. Come on up on the stage.
Okay.
Until tomorrow, then, this is Ray Goulding reminding you all to write if you get work.
I'll say goodnight from down here.
Okay.
And Bob Elliott reminding you to hang by your thumbs.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.
21st Precinct, aka 21st Precinct and 21st Precinct, was a police drama broadcast on CBS Radio from July 7, 1953 to July 26, 1956. It was initially a summer replacement for My Friend Irma. The program was produced in cooperation with the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association of the City of New York and presented adaptations from true criminal records in New York, from the policeman's point of view. Historically, the 21st Precinct had been located near Gramercy Park in Manhattan, but in 1929 the department reorganized the precinct numbering, and the 21st designation was dropped from use. No such precinct existed during the show's run, nor does a 21st exist today. However, the fictional precinct's territory corresponds closely to that of the Upper East Side's 23rd Precinct as it has existed since 1929. Stanley Niss was the producer, writer, director. The role of Precinct Captain Frank Kennelly was played by Everett Sloan for the first 109 episodes and briefly in episode 135. During episode 109, Captain Frank Kennelly was promoted to Deputy Inspector and reassigned out of the 21st Precinct. He was replaced by Captain Cronin James Gregory, 1955-56, and Les Damon, 1956. Other cast regulars were Ken Lynch as Lieutenant Matt King, Harold Stone as Sergeant Waters, Jack Arissa as Sergeant Collins, and Santos Ortega as Lieutenant Gorman. The program's announcer began the program's opening each week. 21st Precinct. It's just lines on a map of the city of New York. Most of the 173,000 people wedged into the 9/10 of a square mile between Fifth Avenue and the East River wouldn't know, if you asked them, that they lived or worked in the 21st. Whether they know it or not, the security of their persons, their homes, and their property is the job of the men of the 21st. At that point the lead actor would complete the introduction. The 21st Precinct. 160 patrolmen, 11 sergeants and 4 lieutenants of whom I'm the boss. My name is Kennelly. Frank Kennelly. I'm captain in command of the 21st. Art Hanna, Bob Hill and Hugh Holder were the program's announcers. The series was produced by John Ives. It was usually directed and written by Stanley Niss. Another source lists Niss as producer. Come and listen at www.myclassicradio.net.